What's good, people? Spud here. Welcome to Roundup Extra episode 4. Today we're talking Falcons again. It's Thursday. It's the major start in 3 hours 10 minutes when I record them. I'm recording this at 10 now. I'm just going to upload it at 5. Yeah, we're talking Falcons. The situation now after Major 2. So we're expecting them to get top 12. First of all, like the video if you do enjoy, and subscribe if you're new. We're expecting Vegas Falcons to get top 12 here. They're going to be playing either Vancouver Surge or Carolina Royal Ravens. Both teams are way better than them. However, Falcons should have beaten the Ravens. Should have got their first win. Obviously, Lou T's left the role. I mean, he's been dismissed, which I find crazy. So it looks like as of now, Clayster is head coach unless something happens after Major 2. Now, this is where it starts to get interesting because will the Vegas Falcons change their identity? So we briefly mentioned this on the roundup, which, by the way, has got like nearly 50 views in less than 24 hours, which is, absolutely crazy, and I appreciate it so much. But I think there's definitely a possibility where there is either, um, I think there's a possibility where there's either they keep it as it is for the rest of the season, they demote the 4 players that are playing now into the academy. So they everyone else leaves the academy and it goes to just these 4 players and kicks when he gets back because he's currently playing in Saudi Arabia, funnily enough. Um, or will they keep some of the players like King and Exnid and bring in 2 NA players? And obviously Exnid knows a bit of English. I don't know if King does, but have some Saudi players in the team still, but also have a few good players. There are definitely a couple of players that these guys could definitely pick up. I mean, obviously Kenny, I don't think they would pick Kenny up because I think Kenny just needs a mental reset. But there's definitely players that they could definitely even they could even go for challenger players, of course. That or players that just aren't on a team, free agents, so it's pretty easy. I could see them maybe picking Fellow up because obviously Clay and Fellow are really good mates, and obviously they were on the Royal Ravens team last year during the Modern Warfare 3 season before Clay obviously retired. Um, And then obviously you've got players like Hugh, obviously, and I know he was actually born in Saudi Arabia as well. But I think Hugh's definitely a possibility. So if they were to bring in Hugh and Fellow, yeah, they might start to win a series or two. Obviously, the chance of them making champs now, I think, is very low because they're on 0 CDL points. They would probably need to get at least they would probably need at least 90 points out of the out of the 140 available in the online qualifiers, and they would have to get at least probably top 6 in both. They probably need to get to a championship Sunday to make champs now. So, what should they do? In my opinion, I think they should do the 2-2 and bring in Fellow and Hugh just for the end of the season. Keep King and Exnid on the team and just see what happens and if there's any progress. If there's no progress, then they're gonna have to do something next season. Obviously, they might just bring in filler players like Fellow and Hugh, and then next season, um, you know, next season maybe have arguably, if they have the money, they have the money to buy a God squad, so we could see what happens there. Now, actually, we're going to talk about EWC here as well, because obviously EWC is hosted by Saudi Arabia. Falcons are the best org for this. They win it because they've got the best teams and everything. But obviously, they're going to have the COD team, who's going to be the Saudi team again at this moment in time. So I think that could also have an impact. I think they probably want to have the Saudi talent out again for the Falcons, because obviously they'll represent Team Falcons at the EWC, not Vegas Falcons. So we'll have to see what happens there. But I definitely think that there is a possibility that they stay as a Saudi team. But we just have to see what happens. It's going to be interesting. I'm actually, out of all the rostermania stuff that will definitely happen after Major 2, all the, rumours and stuff like that, I'm really interested to see what happens to Vegas Falcons more than any org now, especially with Optic already making that change and bringing in Caesar Skies Bueno for Kenny. I think it is going to be very, very interesting. I've already said I think there's going to be teams like Heretics and Boston and maybe even Cloud9 that could potentially make a change. What I will say now is we're probably going to do 2 roundup extras during the major. So obviously this was uploaded. I know I'm doing it today, but this was obviously pre-major. We'll probably do one on the Friday after after Boston or Miami most likely have been top 12. But yeah, thanks for watching and enjoy the Call of Duty this weekend. It's going to be good.